Chris Mullin, a journalist who investigated the 1974 Birmingham pub bombings, will not be forced to reveal his sources to the police. His book, Error of Judgment, and a series of documentaries led to the release of 6 innocent men who spent 17 years in prison after being wrongfully convicted for the bombings.
The right of a journalist to protect his or her sources is fundamental to a free press in a democracy. My actions in this case were overwhelmingly in the public interest.
Mullin spoke after an Old Bailey judge ruled he will not have to hand over the material.
This case also resulted in the setting up of a royal commission, which among other reforms led to the Criminal Cases Review Commission and the quashing of another 500 or more convictions.
Police took Mullin to court to force him to reveal his anonymous sources. The police lawyers said Mullin's notes could solve the case as they contained the name of the bomb planter. The bombings killed 21 people. Mullin says he had been guided by efforts to free the innocent, and that he could only achieve that by guaranteeing the anonymity of his sources. Mullin's solicitor called the judgment a landmark for freedom of expression, and that if a confidential source cannot rely on a journalist's promise of lifelong protection, then these investigations will never see the light of day. Assistant Chief Constable Matt Ward of West Midlands Police said, "This was a complex issue balancing the need to pursue all significant lines of inquiry related to the 1974 Birmingham pub bombings against the rights of journalists to keep the sources of their information confidential." Ward says the police will consider the judgment carefully and will remain committed to bringing justice to the murderers of the 21 victims. Malcolm Hudson, NTD News, London.